Hello everyone, welcome to my shim making video for Floyd Rose, especially for adjusting the radius. Okay, what I did, I tried to make three kind of shims in three different thicknesses for Floyd Rose radius adjustments. The one I've made, this is a shim made out of the battery jackets. I can tell you by this. Any kind of battery, you gotta take the battery, you take off the jacket, you gotta be very careful while taking it off. So you take off the battery, you hammer them down, you straighten it up, and you make a fine cut to make a shim like this. What I've realized, I've also ordered a go-to shim, so that's like 0.2 mm. I think pretty much this battery shim is the same thickness as this go-to shim, but still it's very easy to use the go-to. I would still recommend to use these go-to shims, obviously good quality. Another problem with this metal jacket is, like, whenever you try to put this in between the saddles, the pickup magnet will try to pull it, so you have to be very careful while placing it underneath the saddles, because whenever you try to put it in, the magnet will try to pull it in. So it's not a big deal. I've tried to manage it. I've managed it by holding it down. So that's one thickness of the shim. Another thickness of the shim I've made cutting the cola can, obviously any kind of cola can. So this is like thinner than the battery shim, so that's thinner than that. So also another shim I've made cutting the medicine foil pack, so that can also be done. Also you can use any kind of, like, especially the Ernie ball packaging has pretty much the same shim cut, so you can use that. Just to remind you, I think the cola can shim and the foil pack shim, they're pretty much the same, but I would still say you can try them up, like see if it fits nicely. And also if there's I think it's very thin. I don't have the proper tool to measure them, but I've somehow managed to cut this shim, which is almost the same thickness as the cola can, but I think this one is slightly thinner than the cola can. So if you're still not satisfied with the thickness, there's another thin shim you can make by cutting the aluminum foil. I think obviously that's definitely going to be the thinner than that. I haven't used it yet, but I'm sure for the fine-tuning of the radius adjustment, this is going to work very well. So you can make the size. And about the size of the shim, I would say I have a string gauge string height action ruler. So for the length of the shim, you can go up to 17 millimeters or 16 millimeters for the length, and for the width I would say you go until 10 or 9 millimeters. After that you make a mid cut, so the screws can go in between. So yeah, it's a bit time consuming adjusting the radius, especially when you have a messed up radius like mine. My saddles were like very ups and downs. I had to take them all out and put it in place. This is this Floyd Rose special bridge with the saddles. I think it is special, but I had to replace it by pick them up randomly, so the heights were not right, so I had to re-height them. So here the maximum height at the moment is on the third string, so there's no shim underneath. I've put like 3 go-to shim and a battery shim on top of it here on the fourth screen, and also a tin can shim to have the matched radius for it. So 2 go-to shim and a battery shim underneath. I think there's 2 go-to shim there, 2 go-to shim and a can, I think, or yeah, and the can, not the battery one, and 1 go-to shim and 1 tin can shim. So this is a Schecter Sun Valley Super Shredder. I love this guitar, EMG pickups. But the fret radius is 14 inch. So I think people said like the saddle without the shim is 12 inch, and then you have to put shims underneath to make it 14. So that's what I did. Now it's like I would say I'm 98% satisfied, but the playability is fantastic right now. But still I'm not really happy with the second string and the fourth string, because after using the radius gauge, I realized the second one is slightly lower, but still is very, very subtle. I mean, you can hardly tell the difference. So now I think I'm pretty sure the radius is quite good. So yeah, this is the shim making video. Hope you're gonna like it. Thank you. Bye.